Hello girls. In our last class we had studied about the Speaker of the Lok Sabha and we had studied about the election, the term, the resignation of a Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. Today we shall study the role and functions of the Speaker. The role and functions of the Speaker may be categorized under the following heads or headings. The first heading is the business of the House. So what role does a Speaker play in the business of the House? First, the Speaker presides over the meetings of the House. So he is the presiding officer of the meetings of the House. Now presiding officer is the the authority under control. So he controls the meetings of the House. All speeches and remarks are addressed to the Speaker. He allots time for discussion. So he allots or gives time for discussion. Second point, the Speaker interprets or explains the rules of the procedure of the House. His decision in all parliamentary matters is final. So the decision taken by a Speaker is final and no one can question the decision taken by a Speaker. Third, all bills passed by the House are signed by him before they are sent to the Rajya Sabha for its consideration or to the President for his assent. So all the bills, before they are sent for approval. So all the bills before they are sent for approval, approval or for consideration, for reconsideration in the Rajya Sabha, it has to be signed by the Speaker. The Speaker decides the admissibility of all questions and resolutions. Admissibility here refers whether to accept or to not. So it is in the hands of the Speaker to admit the questions or resolutions or not. He decides the admissibility of a motion of adjournment. So if he feels that things are getting out of control and there is a lot of heated arguments or you can say indiscipline, then he has got the power to adjourn the motion, to dismiss the motion. He puts the issues to vote and announces the results. So he's the one who puts the issue forward for voting and the announcement of the results, it is done by Speaker. The Speaker does not vote in the House except when there are equal votes on both sides. Or Speaker, he does not cast vote. Only on one condition he casts his vote, when there is equal votes or there's a tie between both sides. Both sides, that is the treasury benches and the opposition. Treasury benches. Now what are treasury benches? These are the first row of seats on the right of the Speaker. So the first row of seats on the right of the Speaker, they are known as treasury benches, and the opposition, of course, this is the opposition political party. So in case if there is a tie between the treasury benches and the opposition, the Speaker comes to the rescue and he casts his vote. Now sixth point, the Speaker decides whether a bill is a money bill or not. So there are two types of bills, money bill that is related to the finances and an ordinary bill. So it is in the hands of the Speaker, it is the Speaker's duty to decide whether a bill, it will come under the category of money bill or not. Next is administrative functions. First, the Speaker receives all petitions or prayers and prayer or request and documents in the House. So as we had just read earlier that all the petitions, it should be addressed, all the remarks and the speeches should be addressed in the name of the Speaker. Second point, he communicates or shares the decisions of the House to the concerned authorities. Third point, he regulates or controls the admission of visitors and press correspondence to the galleries of the House. So he controls whether the media people or the media reporters should be admitted, should be allowed to come and sit in the galleries of the House or not. So these three are the administrative functions of a Speaker. Next we have the disciplinary functions. First point, the Speaker maintains order in the House. Okay, yesterday we had read that it is in the hands of the speaker to maintain discipline, okay, to see that there is law and order maintained in the parliament. And if he finds that, if he or she finds that things are getting out of control, he can dismiss the meeting, or he can adjourn the meeting. When members become unruly, when they become rude, okay, he may order them to withdraw. He may suspend a member if he she disregards or disrespects the authority of the chair. In case of grave or serious disorder, he can adjourn the house. So if anyone uses foul language, or if anyone shows disrespect to the chair, to the speaker, he can he can adjourn the house, and he can at times even suspend a member. Second disciplinary function of a speaker: in case the words used by a member are indecent or foul language, or they are against the parliament, the speaker may order that such words be expunged or removed completely from the proceedings of the house. Third point, the speaker decides whether there is a case for a matter relating to a breach of privilege. Breach of privilege is interference or contempt of the house. Now, right at the bottom of the page, girls, you can see one block is given, and these are the functions, okay, functions of the speaker. Then first we have business of the house. Second, we have administrative functions. Then we have disciplinary functions. Fourth, we have parliamentary committees. And last, we have the miscellaneous functions. So the functions of the speaker are broadly categorized under these headings. Now next we have the parliamentary functions. Now one more point is left, girls. Now, in regard to a question whether a member of Lok Sabha stands disqualified under anti-defection law, the question shall be referred to the decision of the speaker. So if there is a question, okay, if there's a doubt whether a member of Lok Sabha, he stands disqualified under the anti-defection law, and if there is a doubt, the members are unable to decide. So in such cases, the question shall be referred to the decision of the speaker. So the speaker can take a decision whether a member of the Lok Sabha, he stands disqualified under anti-defection law or not. The Constitution says that speaker's decision shall be final, and no court shall have any jurisdiction or official power in this regard. So this power has been given exclusively to the speaker by the Constitution of India, that says that the speaker's decision, okay, it shall be final, and no court, even the Supreme Court, does not have the jurisdiction or the power to question his decision. Now we have the parliamentary functions. First point, the speaker is the ex officio chairman of some of the committees of the house. Now ex officio is by virtue of one's position. Okay, so you can underline these lines. It can come for 1 mark question. The speaker is the ex officio chairman of some of the committees. Now what's a committee, girls? It's a group of people appointed for a specific purpose. Okay, committee, it is a group of people appointed for a specific purpose. So speaker is the ex officio chairman of some of the committees of the house, like the Business Advisory Committee and the Rules Committee. Now second point, he appoints chairman of all the committees of the house. So the appointment of these committees. Okay, appointment of the chairman of all these committees, it is done by the speaker. Third, he issues directions or guidelines to the chairman in all matters relating to their working and the procedure to be followed. Now lastly, we have the miscellaneous. Miscellaneous are the other functions. First point, the speaker presides over the joint sessions or combined sessions of both the houses of parliament. Houses of parliament here, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Second point, in consultation with the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, he nominates or appoints personnel for parliamentary delegations to various countries. Now, delegation, it's a body of representatives or it's a body of delegates. So, after consulting the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, he appoints, okay, the speaker appoints personnel for parliamentary delegations which are sent to various countries. Now, the last point under miscellaneous functions we have, he presides, okay, presides, that means he's the authority over the conference or the meetings of presiding officers of legislative bodies in India. Legislative bodies here refers to Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So he presides over the conference or the meetings of the presiding officers of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha in India. So with this we complete the role and functions of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Tomorrow we shall continue with the Rajya Sabha girls. Kindly go through all the points that we have studied yesterday and see that you have understood everything. Good day.